All right, welcome back to the VW ID Talk podcast. We are your hosts, Jan and Wes. And today we're just going to do a quick one showing you how Jan did something really cool to his ID.4 and basically turned it into a GTX by adding a simple modification called the GTX Signature Lights. And Jan, this was a breeze, right? Almost no work at all.
Oh, absolutely. I just looked at the car and it almost happened instantaneously. So no, seriously, I was looking at this yesterday when I was working on the comparison, and I'm like, well, that's so much work.
You remember how much work it was? Yeah. Well, what you can see looking at the pictures on your left and right, the left is a GTX and the right is a regular ID.4. And you can see they both have the same headlights. What's different is, well, a small difference on the left, the bottom trim is painted the same color as the car.
Yeah,
whereas we have the
black, and I kept it. So, just to clarify, you said I made it GTX. It's only the signature lights that are added. I haven't touched the rest of the trim. So yes, there is still like opportunity to make it more GTX. But of course, I would love to have the dark blue interior with red stitching that the real GTX has. But I have to live with my dark brown interior with white stitching. That's
so beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, so you can see the accent lights, and honestly, I think they look great. They look really nice.
Yes, I have even like a zoomed picture here. So that there are two caveats. The one caveat number one is that these GTX signature lights are less bright than your daytime running lights.
Okay.
So that's one. And so when and maybe you can see this on your car when you turn on the headlights, then the eyebrow is a little darker, right? It's not as intense, and that's roughly the intensity of the light down here below, the GTX signature light. It looks like three different lights, but behind the scenes it's just one assembly,
one big LED.
Yeah.
So this is not meant. They're not meant for fog lights. They're not meant to brighten the road. They're literally just meant to help people see you.
Just to show off. That's it. That's the only reason. I mean, that's the only reason. Right. So the caveat number one is that it's a little dark. It's not as bright as daytime running lights. But the caveat number two is that in the non-GTX, this also serves as an air intake.
That's right.
To optimize the airflow around wheels. And unfortunately, the GTX lights deletes that.
Okay. So it's not for cooling something. It's not for anything. It's not from it, but it is for aerodynamic efficiency.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And what I've heard, this was specifically to the ID.7 GTX. They were asking about, so because the ID.7 has the same feature that these honeycomb lights delete the air curtain, and allegedly this is roughly like 5 kilometers in the entire range, which is roughly like 1% of your range. So yes, it impacts the total range, but it's roughly 1%. So I was okay with that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think the result speaks for itself. It looks really great.
Let's go to the framework.
Framework for modification. So is it mechanically feasible? Is it electrically feasible? And is it coding adaptation? So we know that the answers to all those are yes, because you've done it. But how hard was it?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So that's so mechanically, when you have the right parts, it's easy. But it's as US said, it's only like 3 parts for each side. Yeah. Yes. And it requires, of course, bumper down. That's when you're doing it. The electrical.
Oh, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, the electrical feasibility is it's a little challenging because there are no wires. Like these wires are not routed, and if you're routing wires to your bumper correctly, you have to pin it to the connector, to the bumper connector. And I have some photos. I'll show you how that looks like.
Okay.
But it's not just as like routing a wire and you're done.
Because you don't want wires just hanging around and you're behind your bumper. Yeah. Okay. You could be sloppy about it, but we want to do it right.
Yeah. And the adaptation. Okay, so here is a challenge. The adaptation, normally, according to VW, if you get the GTX, then this wire is connected directly to the headlight. So the headlight controls this GTX signature light.
Okay.
But since I couldn't figure out the adaptation, we then discovered that this maybe the C002 module. So if there are some people who have any GTX and you can unlock the C002, just SFD1, then send us the adaptations. We'll compare to our adaptations, and as such, we would learn if that's the right adaptation. The way how I did it, because as I said, I'm retrofitting the front camera, but also my car, because it's 21, it did not come with the side sensors. So my car doesn't self-park. And I'm also adding that functionality. And so I knew that if I'm adding front camera and the side sensors, I need to route them into the cabin, through so-called firewall inside of the vehicle. So I said, okay, so I'm routing these wires anyway. So I'll just connect this to a available light channel.
Okay.
And on the central electric computer, there are a bunch of channels that are available. For example, because my car is a US car, it does not have the rear fog light.
Okay.
I reuse the fog light channel, and now I can code it as I want. So I can code it with daytime running lights or without it. But again,
so that's interesting. This is similar to what you had to do with your rear taillight replacement, was to use other channels to. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but it works well. The only challenge is that when you do it, you have to remove the bumper. And these are the parts. We've mentioned 3 parts. So of course, yes, there's some electrical connector. These are the part numbers. They will be also down below in the video if you want to do this work. And then you have to have the trim. That's the cover.
The grill.
The grill. Yes. Okay. And then there is something that is actually affixed to the bumper. So that's the reason why you cannot do it without removing the bumper. So you literally have to remove the bumper and replace this bumper reinforcement, how it's called, because it's a different shape. It allows you, and then the light itself. So you see, this is how the physical assembly looks.
Okay.
And it kind of shines through those holes in the grill, but the light screws into the new bumper reinforcement.
Okay. So you need, and these are all keyed left and right. So you need 3 parts plus an electrical connector for left, and then 3 different ones for the right.
Yes.
You have to drop the bumper, which is a lot of work, and then you have to route the cables, which is a lot more work.
Yes.
So
exactly. But hey, it's doable. It's possible. And this is the real photo of my car, and you see that this is how it turned out. And you can also see I purposely added this photo here because you see that I have the side sensor. So I've added this side sensor that I did not have.
Mm-hmm. And was that indentation in the bumper already for you to add that? Or did you have to
there are some tools that you can use to punch a hole in your bumper. So I had to punch the hole, but it was interesting that on the inside of the bumper, there is a circle and center that is exactly the spot where you should punch it. So perfect. I was like, that's easy. I know where to punch it.
Yeah. Great.
So that was that. And then you also see that I have added a front camera below my license plate.
Okay. And the stock location for the front camera is behind the badge. Is that correct? Or is it license?
It depends. There are ID.4s that don't have a backlit badge. So if you are in Europe and you don't have the backlit front badge, then the camera is like literally right here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right? But for US, I've seen some cameras be here, like above the license plate. And I've seen like 2 different locations.
Okay.
But I thought, hey, that's okay.
It looks great where you put it. I like it.
Yeah. And also, and it's probably not important, but it's slid in and it's covered by the license plate. So if people, it's not easy to steal if that would be the problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so this is how it looks from the front. You see that this was the day that I was trying to use our dongle between the North American charging standard and the ID.4. So check out the video, how easy it's to charge on the Tesla supercharger. And yeah, this is how these lights look from the front. You really see that they're not as bright.
Right. But they are accent lights and they look
They're
great.
accent lights, exactly. Oh, and this is actually how your front of your car looks without the bumper.
Where's your engine?
Sorry?
Where is your engine?
Yeah, I know. Engine is missing, right? So this is the left headlight. Here is the right headlight. This is the frunk here,
Mhm.
and this all is then covered by the bumper.
It's kind of
It,
amazing.
it's actually a process. There is a way to remove the bumper without removing the side fenders. You have to remove all the screws and the pins, because there are on each side there's one screw that goes from the fender to the bumper. So you got to remove that screw, and then the bumper goes up.
Okay.
All right, and then this is how it looks inside of the bumper. Now you see that, and ignore this this connector here. This is just the Ethernet for the front radar, because the bumper has the front radar that is connected through Ethernet. That's this connector. So ignore this for a sec. But this is how the original grill looks like. You see that it's affixed on these pins, so you have to kind of unpin it and remove it from there.
Okay.
But also, when you look on the left side here, this left side here, that is actually the funnel. So the air blows through here and all the way out. And you can actually, when you come to your car, you can put your finger inside of that hole in the wheel well, right? So there is one hole down below, and one is up here. So this is the aerodynamic feature that is deleted with the GTX light.
And that's to help direct the air curtain around the outside of the wheel.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. All right. And this is the change. So you see that this black part, that's the bumper reinforcement, right? So you see that you definitely need a new one, because it's maybe looks a little same, but it has the slot for the light. So this is the slot for the light, and this part is the light itself.
Yeah. It's nice. It's neat the way it just fits in with the right bracket. It's just a shame they couldn't figure out a way to channel the air.
I know. I was still, because I've seen these like small, it looked like channels to me. So I thought, well, these would be some like, I'm really interested like how they do it. Is the light a little bit further away, so there is still some air coming? But no, it doesn't seem like there is any air coming. But also the hole in the wheel well is fully closed. So that tells me that that's deleted.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So then this is how it looked when it was fully connected. So you see that this is the side sensor that I was missing. And you see that in the bracket, they have this beautiful opening for it. So that's the new edit side sensor. This is, of course, the connector for the GTX style light. And this is the front parking sensor that you just unclip from the old grill and plug it into the new grill.
Yeah, I love that you use Tessa tape and everything. The harness looks like it belongs there.
Oh yeah.
So.
I always do it. And then of course in the middle, and I'm sorry I split these two. In the middle here is the camera. There is like a 3D printed bracket that kind of slides in. The camera slides into this, and then on the right hand side here you see these are the connectors. These are actually the stationary connectors in your car. And what you see, this is the white part behind it. It's your windshield water reservoir.
Okay.
So these connectors are clipped to the windshield water reservoir, and then the bumper has the opposite connectors to it. So when you put the bumper on, then you have to plug in these connectors. And so what I did, I followed the the electrical wiring from Erwin, and I just pinned these connectors. I just added new wires and pinned the connectors, added the connectors according to how the stock car is done. So I had to do 2 connectors for the side sensors, 4 for the camera, and then again 2 for the GTX style lights. And I actually realized that when you do all of this, then it's kind of worth it. But in my mind, only the GTX style lights, it's not worth doing without these other mods.
Yeah, I see that. So to summarize, it's just the downsides are it's not as bright as your regular daytime running lights. It requires you to unlock your SFD in order to do the coding. And there's so much work that you felt like it's only worth doing with other mods in the bumper, but I think you're pretty happy with the result. When you say
I am happy with the result, especially that I can code the light to do whatever I want. And so, in other words, it also can be on when the daytime running lights are on, which is a frequent feature for that I've heard for the GTX owners. But I'm not sure if somebody figured out how to code it. I've seen some photos that it's possible, but I'm not sure if they have changed the wiring as I did,
Right.
or if they have figured out the coding. So let us know down below.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, thanks for sharing this with us. Oh, sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So Wes, you know what is another cool backlit thing that, well, I did.
I know what you're getting at here. I think some people's cars did not come with a backlit logo on the
Yes.
rear, and I
Right.
bet somebody we know has figured out how to add that.
Yes. Yes. So there are some easy ways to do it, especially here in the US. But if
Okay.
you have the premium taillights or the animated taillights, it's a little harder because that middle component doesn't exist backlit. But
Yeah.
we figured out how you can make your own and make it as it belongs there. So subscribe so you don't miss that episode.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.